Hello, my name is Chappie Ferrer. I'm the Executive Director of Military Outreach USA, and I'm also the founder of Stand By Me Heroes. What I'd like to do is talk to you a little bit about recruiting Foxhole Soul Counselors. This becomes very important, and I want to be able to explain its importance, and I believe you'll see the need as well. First, let's talk about the Foxhole Soul Counselor, him or herself. The Foxhole Soul Counselor's mission is only one, and that's to reduce the number of suicides amongst our veterans community, which is at 22 plus per day. But it also includes our first responders, whose numbers in suicide are also growing. So in this, we are a community-based program. We use a grassroots approach, which is one-on-one. We don't record anything. We don't keep records. The only record that we may keep is your first name or a call sign and your phone number. That's pretty much it. Even within our teams, we may share experiences, but we do not share contact information. Again, within our teams, we share experiences, but we do not share private contact information. So this becomes very important to the veteran. In this, we meet one-on-one. We meet up here at our corporate offices. We call them Dunkin' Donuts. And we just meet with the individual. What we do as Foxhole Soul Counselors, 80% of the time, we're just listening. But we're also wrapping our arms around the individual who is struggling with moral injury, post-traumatic stress, military sexual trauma, and there are other traumas as well. This simplistic methodology has been around for millennia, and it still operates and works well today. But in addition to this, we also target the families. Yes, the soldier has gone out, and if you fought in war, in a war zone, you will obviously bring back issues. So it is important for us to also reach the family so they too can understand. Part of that understanding, as we have continuously stated, comes with these two DVDs. They are on our paperwork, on our documentation, Honoring the Code, Invisible Stars. Please go onto our website, our resource page, and take a look at these. And if you look at these with your family, they will begin to understand. We operate as friends, as brothers, as sisters, as comrades, to overcome a very difficult problem. This number of 22 plus clearly shows that we've got a long way to go. So let's talk about some facts that people often obscure or avoid. First of all, the backbone of any military will always be the NCO, the non-commissioned officer. We're the backbone of the military. We work every day with our E1s through E4s and other NCOs on our team. We get to know each other, our good habits, our bad habits. We get to understand the families that we each have, the culture that we come from. And we grow that relationship into a cohesive unit that we may complete the mission. In the 1930s and 40s, there was a thought that came out of the Beltway, obvious, that if we had a psychologist for every family in America, all their problems would be resolved. That didn't work out very well at all. So how do we reach these many of our brothers and sisters? We cover 50 states, and they're large enough to be called 50 separate countries, but we're not separate, we're one. We do this beginning with our NCOs. But not only our NCOs, but we look for our officers as well. We look for civilians who are also very well in not only helping us to deal with problems, but we have many counselors, nurses that are part of our Foxhole Soul Counselor team that are very beneficial in helping. So we put together a small team around each individual to help them to cope and their families. The solution, pretty simple. Why not use the NCO Corps that are now veterans, officers, and civilians to surround these individuals? We're known as the after hours folks. And what do I mean by after hours? The VA on average has scheduled one visit with their veterans a month. Now I know in emergency cases that's different. But on average, our veterans are talking and meeting with a doctor, often, no disrespect intended, a young child that just graduated from college who has little in life's experiences. Of course, the veteran will attend these meetings because it's part of the requirements to obtain their benefits. To these young psychologists, young counselors, you want to learn? Volunteer. Volunteer and be a part of the service organizations out there. And you will begin to learn real life's experiences. Who better? Of course, the NCO. Of course, the officer who understands these individuals, who've eaten dirt with these individuals as they trudge through mud, through forests, through deserts, through mountains. This is the need that we have. This is the need that America has. And we are a grateful nation. So I'm asking all of my brothers in the NCO Corps, officers, civilians, those post commanders, adjutants, service officers, that you work with us to develop, to grow our Foxhole Soul Counselor teams across this nation, that we may be able to help those silent soldiers, those veterans now that are crying out within their heart and their soul, asking for someone to stand by me. And at the end of this, I would like you to consider donating to Stand By Me Heroes. Maybe you're able to donate $22 a month. Or maybe you may be able to offer an annual donation. Please consider Stand By Me Heroes program as we continue to go forth and to not only provide the training that we have through our Warrior Hope Book in partnership with Crosswinds Foundation, but that we may be in a continual training mode throughout the year to learn more on how to help those veterans that are calling out for us. As you see on the screen, at the bottom, we've got our number here. Send an email to Sue Brown. We will get those replied back to in short order. So if you would consider becoming a Foxhole Soul Counselor, and we hope you do, we will be able to impact this number of 22 plus. And those are the number of suicides per day. This number is supported by many service organizations. But the only way we can impact this, the only way we can save lives instead of having to attend these funerals, is to go out as Foxhole Soul Counselors and encompass the individual that needs our help, to love them, not to judge them, but as brothers and sisters, help them to move forward in this life's journey. I thank you for your time, and I pray that you will consider Military Outreach USA, our Stand By Me Heroes program, and we look forward to working with you. And we also ask that you would consider the possibility of having a Stand By Me Heroes workshop in your area. We have individuals that would come out, a 2 or a 3-day event. All that's required in sponsoring us to get out there, in addition to that, is of course the manual. We've already had our workshops, and they have been extremely beneficial to the individuals based on their testimonies. Again, look us up on militaryoutreach.usa or militaryoutreachusa.org and find out more about us. Listen to the General's presentation. It will give you all the fundamental information you need and for us to impact all our active and our veterans and, of course, first responders. Thank you.